We have done so far the basics of Spring Boot application, how it will work with the component scan, and how we can do eager loading by using the property Spring Boot initialization to true. It is doing lazy initialization of your beans, and we discussed about simple profiles, class level, and uh, properties, particularly in properties file, how we can maintain a different set of properties via profiles. So here we have again multiple styles. You can maintain many properties files or many YML files or one single property or one single YML also to maintain these properties. Okay, we'll do that later. And we extended a little more and we started discussion about the JDBC, how Spring Boot advanced in JDBC coding that we understand when we add Spring data JDBC dependency with the data source properties here.
Sir,
Spring
are you
data source,
recording?
yeah, Spring data source and JDBC template and named parameter JDBC template all are by default creating, and by assuming that they are creating, we can comfortably we can write DAO classes just by auto wiring JDBC template or named parameter JDBC template. Or if you wish to write plain Java code with data source, you can auto wire data source also here. And how they made JPA simple here, that also we understand. When we add data JPA dependency in form file, and when we add this data source properties here, thus it is creating entity manager factory and entity manager by default for you. And one more great thing that is supporting here is you create an interface by extending from JPA repository. There in JPA repository we have 30 plus methods, all that methods by default implementing for your DAO which is working on this particular entity. So for each entity we will write one DAO interface and implementations Spring Boot will take care during runtime, so that you don't have any hurdles here, or you know during writing database code. It is very simple. They made it very simple so that easily you can able to implement the remaining part. You can focus on rest part and you can focus on your service part. That means pure business. You just need to focus on pure business and need not to worry about DAO implementations and all. So making CRUD operations are simple in Spring Boot. Any developer, even fresher also can perform very well here. If we get practice one time, right, he can implement microservices or Spring Boot based applications. Okay, so same equal performance or skill he can show, which a 10 plus years developer also doing here. So one time if we get complete end-to-end practice, he can able to implement Spring Boot applications very easily. So they made it such simple, this framework. Okay, they made dependency simple. Wherever we have usually the hurdles are adding dependencies into the form file, we need to do a lot of research, which are all the available versions, and what is the compatible to my JDK version, and what is the compatible Tomcat version, what is the compatible JSON version, what is the compatible Lombok version. A lot of R&D we should do before adding them. So we don't have all the troubles here. Just via Spring Starter project or via this STS, easily you can select whatever you want and which are compatible to your parent Spring Boot version, right? Only that compatible libraries will download for you, so that there is no chance that you will get library not supported or class incompatible. Such issues we never see here. And coming to this properties management also made it very simple, not only for development, for deployment also they made it very simple using profiles and all. You'll seeing going forward in Spring Cloud, right? Lot of features given to made microservices simple and easier. That also we will explore later. Okay, so I'll just show you one Mongo example just to see, just by comparing your data GPA example. So this is pre-implemented. Let's see first what they added as part of form file. Just so I can see Spring Boot starter data Mongo dependency added. This is similar to your Spring Data JPA. So Spring Data JPA using for Oracle kind of databases, Oracle, MySQL, Postgres, all SQL databases can use Spring Data JPA, whereas for Mongo it is providing Spring Data JPA. I think it will work on Mongo and I'm not sure. Uh, Cassandra is a kind of document DB. We need to check it. I believe yes, maybe documents or maybe Cassandra. There should be a separate dependency. For now, if you see MongoDB is it different from your SQL database. SQL databases are having SQL engines. They will work in a different way. MongoDB is a pure document type of database. Okay, it will say save everything as a document or as a collection, like Java collections, how you store your list set to map, right? Similar way, it will keep data in that structure to save or to update, to delete. It will work on collections rather than rows or records of database. Okay, it will work it in a different way. So to work with MongoDB, first you need to install Mongo. So maybe you need Mongo database, which is open source for your development purpose. Maybe you can download it, MongoDB. Start free. Is it multi-cloud developer data platform? MongoDB for local business. For many number of applications, they are using it. So MongoDB community. Oh my God. Yeah, this is for Linux. GitHub. Maybe check here. Okay. So where I downloaded Mongo, download for Windows. I don't know why they made it this much complicated. A simple exe file I got and I installed it. Maybe here after you creating your account, maybe it will allow you to download. Mhm. I don't know. This is cloud one, I believe, not a local one. Find it, okay? You can install it actually in local also. So when you install it, right, it will provide you one GUI tool, Mongo Compass. So this Compass is like your MySQL workbench, or which we are seeing, right, Oracle Apex page, similar to that. A GUI window to connect with your database. MongoDB instance name running in localhost with the 270.170 port number. So you can see a lot of databases we have here. Admin database config, EMS app. Okay, open any database. So it is providing you create collection. Every table it will treat it as a collection. Let's say department table if you have, it will treat it as a department collection. So here in this collection it will store each record. Each record is an object to it. See, you can see the object name also to show. Department object holding this information and it is storing into a collection. Maybe internally it might use a map type. In that map, your primary key it will keep it as a key and it will store remaining object as a value. So that's how it might maintain the records internally. But I'm not sure. You can explain. So this is how it will store data as a collection. It will store data here, and so for that we added simple Mongo dependency, and see what else we added from the properties file. Given Spring data MongoDB URI, whereas in Arkill we have given Spring data source URL. If you compare, right, both. Here it is data source URL, here it is data URL. Mongo data URL. Mongo data, Mongo database URL. Here data source. Spring.data, Spring data source. Spring data, MongoDB auto index creation. Indexes to maintain indexes for the improving performance. So maybe these all are not mandatory, but yeah, there is an option to maintain index creation, auto index creation. Actually, we got this trouble in production while we are working with MongoDB. We created indexes locally and we did not maintain it properly in production. So a lot of performance issues we saw. Then we realized whichever indexes we created in local that we forget to create it in production. Maybe this auto index one it might create automatically if you can maintain. So
So I have
to
one
avoid that
question.
issue. Yeah, let me finish it. Yeah. So then this is running in 9090 port. Okay. So this is pre-existing application. Let me run this. Only these two. Okay. Add data MongoDB dependency and required URI bus. I think one URI configuring here is enough. And put your database name sms-mongo. One database I want to create sms-mongo. See here, okay, here it is available or not. sms-mongo is available. In case if you want to create a new one, let's keep it here. Some test MongoDB new DB. Okay, and here we have controllers to save the student data. Post mapping, post mapping, post mapping, post mapping, post. Why are post mapping they implemented and deleted it? This is auto generated code from an app that I generated. Okay. Student DTO is having ID, name, email, address. So these parameters I am sending, and DTO to model conversion anyway your service will do, right? While doing save operation, you will be getting a DTO as an input. Find, get, create. Yeah. So DTO to model object conversion happening here. ID, name, email, address, date created. Okay. So ID also we are sending manually, and it is calling student repository dot save. Then see how this repository is implemented. Earlier we extended it from JPA while using Spring Data JPA, right? We used JPA repository here, JPA repository here, and for this Mongo we are using Mongo repository. Mongo repository interface. Explore how many methods it is providing here. Holding collapse all 7, and this interface again extending two more interfaces. One, two. Check this page interface. 7 plus 2, 9 plus many methods. 12 methods here. 12 plus 9, 21. Okay, stopped here, 21. And one more interface. Not only 21, one more interface, query by example. 21 plus 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Got, yeah, more. So 28 methods altogether. It is going to provide to you for your CRUD operations. What are all they? Save, update, to delete, to select. How many types of CRUDs we can do? Four only. Either you insert or create or retrieve or update or delete. 29 or 28. 29 methods will be implemented during runtime. So you can use the 29 methods just by auto wiring this repository wherever you want. Inside service, we are auto wiring repository, constructor based dependency injection. Then using this repository for all such operations. See what are all we are using? Using repository calling find all, and one short parameter also it is taking. Find all short input, short by ID for maybe ascending order based on ID. Let's say students joined in a college and we assigned roll numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Instead of giving randomly their data, it will give in a order, ascending order. And find by ID by default given. Save given. Find by ID. Save. Delete by ID given. Maybe you can try other operations as well. Now just run and see how it works. It is running in 9090. See if it runs right. Happily we can insert it. It is running in 9090. Now localhost 9090. So this is the app that is running. So we can insert data here. It is having some GUI. Don't worry about it. Create new student. We are entering name, email, address, data here. Something abc at gmail.com address. Add student. So it is showing added student, and the ID it is showing started from 10,000. Somewhere a ID generator must be there in this application. ID generator. If you see from service what we are doing. Basically for auto generation IDs at the rate generator, that all we can't use here in this student, right? We can't use all that at the rate auto generated. That parameters will not work here. So instead of that, there is a class, I think domain primary sequence. Yeah, we need to create this one more sequence class. So one more separate sequence class using to generate ID. And how this primary sequence is adapted here. Primary sequence only creating our record. Mongo config somewhere we are doing primary key generation. Configuration enable repositories, enable Mongo repositories instead of enable JPA repositories. It is using enable Mongo repositories to scan your repository class. That is also fine, and it is using auto generate. So where it should be using. Just a minute. Mongo application. Not here. Not here. Mongo config not here. Not this. Where I am telling that to use this for ID generation or child listener. Yeah, this abstract Mongo event listener generating this primary key sequence. Whenever you try to save it, right, listener generally how they must have created it. While you are doing save operations, it might invoking this on before convert method, and maybe it is getting your primary sequence next value. From this primary sequence, it is getting next value and it is setting it into your ID. That's where you are getting auto generated ID. Okay, so if you see primary sequence, the sequence name is primary sequence. I think one more table will be created and the sequence starting value is 10,000. If you can change it, it will change. Maybe see for this Mongo test, right? We created Mongo test, new collection, test MongoDB. It should have what? C. Primary sequence is created to generate your sequences, and this is your student record, whichever you saved it here. And the date updated time, there we have two more parameters including date time and offset parameter also, time zone also. It is saving it here perfectly.
Is this JSON, sir?
Mostly if you download it, right, data or download it, export collection, mostly you will get it in a JSON format. Export full collection JSON or CSV format. Which is best way in Java? JSON. Mostly it will save it in JSON only. The easy format, right? See, same format only it will save.
Just four properties and everything else is from table collection.
This one,
Yeah, we added only four properties. Oh, okay. ID, sorry, name, email address. ID is also auto generated. Oh,
ID generated. They are there actually. They are there. We added these parameters also. Auto generated. Created date to last modified date. You need not insert that. Audit listener. There is audit listener that will save it.
And what is that version, sir, in the table? Go to
Maybe,
collection.
maybe same thing. When we add DMAC creates a property to be used as a version to implement optimistic locking on engine. Okay, not sure. Finally, check the scenario. Optimistic lock to all the entities when it might happen.
So we wrote the property version, or it is
Auto generated. We
but
generated from
for
a tool. See, forget about version. Okay, just see these parameters. Okay, for Mongo repository, what I can achieve the basic CRUD operation. Okay, and you can explore more about this created, date, lost, modified, and version. Maybe so many other options must be available for you. See each annotation and what it is meant for, and what is this optimistic locking, and how it will avoid it. Okay, explore it more so that you can get it. This one I generated by using a tool. Later I'll show you that one. Okay. It is not working properly now. Earlier it used to generate good code, boot strap, right? Which one it is? It used to generate code. This one is generated from this website, which given boot file. Okay, you guys explore it. I'll explain you later. It will generate a lot of code automatically. When you have use requirement, right? If organization allows, you can use it. Maybe production license also very small amount they are charging. If you want to buy it, $89 per year. Unlimited project save additional days of weeks of development time with advanced features, Spring security, multi-module setup, integration, test cases, test containers, and much more. Flyway, QuickBase, Mongo Rock support. Not many things. You can explore this tool as well. Okay, it will generate automatic code. I'll show you how to do that. And see, Swagger also added to our application. Swagger dependency added. So it is showing Swagger well. Okay, later we'll discuss about the why Swagger and all these required. Are we clear so far with Mongo repository?
sir, show JSON once. Okay, so Bootify developed added those properties in Pojo. Okay, okay. Version.
Yeah, we chose it actually. We chose it while generating it. It is asking, do you want to create a type? I said yes. Do you want to update a type? I said yes. If you don't add them, then it will generally add only your parameters. When you write yourself, right, you don't see all this stuff. You just see whatever you added. That's it. Okay. Create a plain Mongo application and see. Okay. I think whatever we have added here, right? So for till JPA, it is available in GitHub. I don't see that I shared with you. I'm sharing it in the group. Okay. Previous examples also I created in one more reference. Check these two references. Okay. It is give me a minute. This one.
Sir, where did you post?
Just a minute. Just a minute. I'm sharing it. Okay. One, two. Yeah. See, I have shared you Eclipse workspace and STS workspace URLs both. Here in Eclipse, you can see all Spring practice, core Spring. I'll mention it as a core Spring examples. Okay, and the second one is STS, Spring Boot examples. Okay, I shared it in the group. Okay, so use that references. Keep it okay with you. Maybe somewhere you can label it, so that will be available for you for lifetime.